have two Nations League experts here in studio, but to repeat everything you've just heard, Mick. No, I won't ask you to do that. A good thing, as a former international manager, put yourself back in your shoes, would you have relished this, been enthused by it?
Yes, but I would go back to being the international manager, and I relished every single game that came along. It was, you know, as a manager, you want to win the games. I never played any friendly where I didn't want to win the game, and we put the best possible team out. The only problem is that Premier League managers and managers who are sending players will treat them with the same contempt as they did when I was the manager 16, 18, 20 years ago. They won't treat it any more importantly, but it's another way, and it's another vehicle to get yourself to the European Championship final, so it's vastly more important.
Players' point of view, what would you have made of it?
Yeah, I think it's a very novel attempt, really, I suppose, to bring the tournament on a little bit further, to bring international football on a little bit further. Really happy with that explanation. I've learned a lot there in the last couple of minutes. That's great. And so I suppose, you know, as a player, they're competitive matches, they're competitive caps, because sometimes people look back on your friendly performances and don't rate them at all, which is wrong, really, because as Mick says, every game was so important. And the proof in that is you lose a few friendlies, your head is on the block as a manager, and as a player, you can lose your form, or, you know, your clubs don't want you to go. We all see that happening, but this just gives an extra little spark. And also, I like the fact that the weaker teams ain't going to get tonked every time they turn up and not make progress.
They can sort of, and then get promotion and relegation. Fewer friendlies, there still are a few friendlies. Promotion, relegation up through the leagues. Euro 2020 places is a big one, that you can have a sort of a backdoor to the Euros. And then rankings for the draw for the Euros will depend on how we do over it. Ireland in the group with Wales and Denmark, Mick, with this carry on in Denmark, where an amateur team played in the friendly last night, and Wales would play Denmark in our group at the weekend. If it's not resolved, that could work out very negatively for Ireland.
It could. I mean, it's always worked in terms of your ranking, though. All the friendlies, all the games have always worked in terms of your ranking. This is slightly different, I guess, and as Niall says, a novel idea to try and get it better. But I think Denmark, of the integrity of the competition, making it more competitive, has pretty much gone if they put that team out, this futsal team. I think they should be put bottom. I think they should just be relegated out of the league. I think if they can't put a team out, we're talking about national teams here. We're not talking about, I don't know, something that had to come out with. They haven't got kits or anything like this. This is Denmark who played in the World Cup, and if they can't put a team out, I think they should be. I think they should finish bottom.
It's a really difficult one for Ireland. We're kind of caught in a situation now where Wales get off to if they get off to a good start against us tonight, they have a walkover almost, if you like, if that's the way it goes on. And suddenly we have a big mountain to climb because of a political situation in a football.
If they sort it out in Denmark, we play the strong Denmark team. That can't be fair, can it?
That doesn't sound fair to me, and you would like this not to have gone this far, and maybe UEFA have probably should have had a role in this long before it got this far.
Can you say it can't happen in the league now? You know, you can't play a weakened team in the Premier League.
Right,
you can't just leave them all out, and if you do, there'll be sanctions against you. So I know it's not the Denmark FA, but they should be able to sort it out.
The other thing it does is it gives us lots of cracking games in the top flight. All the big teams playing each other over the next couple of months.